So I was in high school, and I never really believed in love until I met her. I sat next to her in my computer class, and she had a Pikachu as her desktop background. She was so easy to talk to, super cute, and I suddenly understood what all those love songs were talking about. I told my best friend that, you know, I liked her, and the next day he took my seat in that computer class and introduced himself as my friend. Uh, and at the time, I was overweight, I was timid, socially awkward, and he had a car and a job. So the first girl I ever loved never really knew that I loved her. She dated my best friend instead, and I kind of lost both of them. I mean, it sucked, you know? It took me a long time to finally get over it, but hey, I guess it helped me become who I am today, so it's not all bad.
Met this girl, what was it? 7th grade, around there. She, at the time, was an amazing person. 3 years later, into high school, we started dating. She was, in hindsight, a horrible person at that time. But despite all of that, everything she did, I loved her enough to where I bent all of my own rules. I bent every rule I placed on myself for a relationship. I don't tolerate liars or cheaters, two things I hate most in my life. Despite all that, and the fact she was both of them, I stayed. I stayed after I caught her cheating with her ex-boyfriend. A month into the relationship, found out she was still with him for that month. And yeah, she meant a whole lot to me.
I feel like all my love has been fake. I don't know. Mixed with just emotional hormones and fucked up, circumstances. I think the only time I was in love was with my very first partner. I still strive to have that relationship that I have with him, but most of it was online. All of it was online for 4 years. I actually met him for Christmas. And went to go see him for 2 weeks, and that was amazing. And then after I got back home, after 2 months, we broke up. So all those 4 years, saw each other for 2 weeks. 2 months later, we broke up. So I don't know.
She was a family friend that I knew for a few years prior. We went to high school together. We were just friends originally. I guess that's kind of the sad part, because at one point we're walking back from high school together, and I guess she kind of confessed to me. I ended up, saying I liked her as well, and then we were together for 2.5 years. But unfortunately, as, time goes on, university ends up happening. Because of that, this is probably kind of the sad part, and probably something I regret. Eventually, what ended up happening was I distanced myself to the point where I made her say, listen, if you keep on, distancing yourself so much, we're gonna, this can't work. And I kind of did that on purpose, because I didn't want to say straight to her, we're gonna break up, because it would be difficult. And then she did. And I think maybe if we did stay together, that would kind of, mess things up for her. But that's maybe just me thinking that, if I'm with someone, I'm kind of gonna drag them down.
Me and my husband actually met on a dating app called Hinge, and I wasn't going in it looking for anything. I actually had told myself prior that I was done with with men. I was just completely done. But something about the conversation we had, I don't know, it made me kind of be like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I knew I was gonna marry him on our first date. Like I just already knew. And we spent New Year's together. We had a really good conversation, and I'm pretty sure that was the night that I fell in love with him. He asked me to be his girlfriend, and I guess that night was kind of like, it's like nothing else existed. Like it was just us. And there were like fireworks. We could hear the fireworks and we could see them in the window, and it was just perfect, you know? And then 3 months later, he asked me to marry him. And we've been together almost 4 years now. And we have a 2-year-old together. So, yeah. That's about it.